The night air carried the smell of gasoline and asphalt. Route 47 stretched black and endless under a moonless sky. Moths circled the fluorescent lights of the Shell station, their wings catching white and red in the glow of the sign that buzzed overhead like a dying wasp. Cole Brennan sat on his Harley in the parking lot, engine ticking as it cooled. The scar running from his jaw to his collarbone caught the light when he turned his head. 45 years old, broad shoulders, hands that had built things and broken things in equal measure, eyes that had seen too much and forgotten nothing. He'd stop for cigarettes, nothing more. Just cigarettes and maybe coffee if it wasn't 3 hours old. The door chimed when he walked in. Fluorescent hum, aisles of chips and candy, a clerk behind the counter, mid-20s, scrolling through his phone with the glazed expression of someone who'd stopped caring about anything years ago. Cole grabbed a pack of Marlboros from the rack and set them on the counter. The clerk rang it up without looking. That'll be $8.47. Cole pulled a 10 from his wallet. The clerk made change. 3 ones, 53 cents in coins. He slid them across the counter. Cole pocketed the bills and turned to leave. He was halfway to the door when he stopped. Something about the last bill, the way it felt, thicker, stiffer. He pulled it out and turned it over under the lights. Blue ink, ballpoint pen, 2 words written across George Washington's face in a child's handwriting. Uneven letters. The E in help smudged where a small hand had dragged across the wet ink. Help me. Cole stared at it, his chest tightened. The air in the station suddenly felt thinner. He turned back to the counter. The clerk was already back on his phone. Hey, the clerk looked up annoyed. Where'd you get this? Cole held up the bill. The clerk shrugged. Register. From who? I don't know, man. I handle like 300 transactions a night. Cole walked back to the counter and set the bill down. Look at it. The clerk glanced at it. Read the words. His expression didn't change. That's messed up. Who gave it to you? I told you I don't know. Think. The clerk sighed and set his phone down. Maybe like 20 minutes ago, little girl. Red hoodie. Some guy was with her. Cole's jaw tightened. What guy? Tall. Sunglasses. Didn't say much. What did they buy? Candy bar. Snickers, I think. Which way did they go? The clerk scratched his neck. Didn't see. I wasn't paying attention. Security cameras. The clerk nodded toward the corner. A black dome hung from the ceiling, plastic cracked, no light inside. Broken, the clerk said. Been broken for like a year. Cole looked at the bill again. The letters were pressed hard into the paper. Whoever wrote it had been desperate, scared. She say anything? Cole asked. No, the guy no. What kind of car? Didn't see. Cole folded the bill and put it in his vest. He stood there for a moment staring at the clerk. The kid wasn't lying. He just didn't care. Thanks, Cole said quietly. The clerk had already picked his phone back up. Cole walked outside. The parking lot was empty except for his bike. He pulled his phone from his pocket and dialed. It rang twice. Yeah, a rough voice. Older. Tired. Hank, it's Cole. What's going on? I need you at the Shell off 47. Bring whoever's close. What happened? Just come. He hung up, slid the phone back into his jacket, pulled the dollar bill out again and stared at it under the parking lot lights. Help me. He'd seen those words before, 5 years ago, written on a piece of notebook paper in his daughter's handwriting, found in her backpack 3 days after she went missing. 3 days after he'd already torn the city apart looking for her. 3 days too late. Emma, 9 years old, blonde hair, blue eyes, a laugh that sounded like bells. Gone. They'd found her body in a warehouse on the south side, overdosed on heroin. The medical examiner said she'd been dead for hours before they got there. The traffickers had pumped her full of it to keep her quiet, to break her, to make her compliant. They never found who took her, never found who killed her. The case went cold. The detectives moved on. The world kept turning. Cole's marriage didn't survive it. Rachel blamed him, said he should have been there, should have picked Emma up from school that day instead of working late, should have protected her. She was right. The divorce was finalized 8 months after the funeral. Rachel moved to California. Cole stayed. He couldn't leave. Leaving felt like abandoning Emma all over again. He'd joined the motorcycle club a year later, not for the Brotherhood, not for the rides, just for something to do that wasn't staring at Emma's empty bedroom. Hank Morrison had found him in a bar one night drunk and halfway to putting his gun in his mouth. Hank didn't say much, just sat down, ordered 2 beers, slid one across the bar. "You're Cole Brennan," Hank had said. Cole didn't ask how he knew. "Your daughter was Emma." Cole's hand had tightened on the glass. "I worked her case," Hank continued. "I was a detective then, retired now. But I remember. Good for you. I'm sorry we didn't find her in time." Cole had stood up to leave. Hank grabbed his arm. "You want to die, that's your choice. But dying doesn't fix anything, doesn't bring her back, doesn't punish the people who took her." Hank let go. "You want to do something that matters? Come find me." Hank had left a business card on the bar, an address, no name, no phone number. Cole went 3 weeks later. The clubhouse was a converted garage on the edge of town. Bikes parked out front. Men inside working on engines, drinking beer, talking low. Hank was there leaning against a workbench, arms crossed. "Wasn't sure you'd come," Hank said. "What is this, a place for men who don't fit anywhere else? I'm not looking for friends." "Good, we're not looking for friends either." Hank had introduced him to the others. Marcus Webb, 32 hacker with a past he didn't talk about. Deacon Stone, 29, ex-Army Ranger with scars on his hands and a look in his eyes that said he'd seen worse than anything Cole could imagine. They didn't ask Cole why he was there. They didn't need to. Everyone at that table had lost something. Everyone there was looking for a way to carry it. 5 years later, Cole was still carrying it. 15 minutes after he'd called Hank, 3 bikes pulled into the lot. Engines growling low, headlights cutting through the dark. Hank was first off, 58 years old, bald with a gray beard that reached his chest, black leather vest over a faded denim shirt, patches sewn across the back. He walked like a man who'd stopped caring whether people were watching. Marcus followed, 32, lean, tattoos running up both arms, sharp eyes that missed nothing. He carried a laptop bag slung over one shoulder. Deacon came last, 29, thick-shouldered, shaved head, a scar across his eyebrow from a piece of shrapnel in Kandahar. He didn't talk much, didn't need to. Hank stopped a few feet from Cole. "What is it?" Cole handed him the bill. Hank held it up to the light. "Read the words." His jaw tightened. He handed it to Marcus, who read it and passed it to Deacon. When Hank asked, "Clerk said 20 minutes ago, girl in a red hoodie, man with sunglasses, bought a candy bar and left. Did he see the car? Num cameras broken." Marcus looked up from the bill. "She wrote this here, looks like it. Then she wanted someone to find it." Cole nodded. Deacon folded his arms. "Could be anywhere by now." "Maybe," Cole said. "Or maybe they didn't go far." Hank glanced at him. "Was they?" "Because she took the time to write it. She handed it to the clerk. She wanted help. If she wanted help here, maybe she's still close. Silence, the wind picked up, rattling a loose chain on one of the bikes. There's a motel 2 miles east, Marcus said. The Pines. It's a hole. People go there when they don't want to be seen. Hank looked at Cole. Cole nodded. We check it, Hank said. They rode slowly. No rush. Headlights off once they left the gas station. Running dark down the 2-lane highway. The motel appeared after a mile and a half, set back from the road behind a gravel lot. Single-story building. 10 rooms. Half the lights burned out above the doors. They pulled into the lot and parked at the far end near a dumpster. Killed the engines. The office was lit. Yellow glow behind streaked glass. A woman sat behind the desk watching a small television. Cole walked to the office alone. The door chimed when he pushed it open. The woman looked up. Middle-aged, bleached hair, cigarette burning in an ashtray beside her. Help you, she asked. Looking for someone. Man checked in tonight. Tall, sunglasses, maybe had a kid with him. The woman's eyes narrowed slightly. She took a drag from the cigarette and exhaled slowly. Don't know what you're talking about. Cole pulled the dollar bill from his vest and set it on the counter. The woman looked at it, read the words. Her expression didn't change, but her hand stopped halfway to the cigarette. Room 6, she said quietly. Checked in 40 minutes ago. Paid kashish. Is he still here? Car's out front. Cole nodded, turned to leave. Hey. He stopped. That girl, the woman said. Is she okay? Not yet, Cole said. He walked back to the others. Hank was leaning against his bike, arms crossed. Marcus and Deacon stood nearby, watching the row of rooms. Room 6, Cole said. He's here. Hank straightened. Car, Cole pointed. A silver sedan parked directly in front of room 6. Plates covered in dried mud. What's the play? Deacon asked. We knock, Hank said. We talk. And if he doesn't want to talk, Hank didn't answer. He started walking toward the room. The others followed. They stopped outside room 6. The curtains were drawn, a sliver of light visible underneath. No sound from inside. Hank knocked 3 times, firm. Silence. He knocked again. A voice from inside, muffled. Who is it? Need to talk to you, Hank said. About what? About the girl. Long pause, then footsteps. The lock turned, the door opened a crack. Chains still on. A man's face appeared in the gap. Sunglasses off now, late 30s, unshaven, eyes bloodshot. I don't know what you're talking about, he said. Yeah, you do, Hank said. The man started to close the door. Cole stepped forward and put his boot against the frame. We're not leaving, Cole said. The man stared at him, then at Hank, then at Marcus and Deacon standing behind them. She's my daughter, the man said. No, she's not, Cole said. The man's jaw clenched. You don't know. Where is she? Hank asked. The man didn't answer. Cole pulled the dollar bill from his vest and held it up where the man could see it. She wrote this, Cole said, at the gas station 20 minutes ago. The man looked at the bill. His face went pale. I don't, he started. Hank pushed the door. Not hard, just steady pressure. The chain snapped. The door swung open. The man stumbled back. And there, sitting on the bed, still wearing the torn red hoodie, was the girl. She looked up. Her eyes met Cole's. She didn't say anything. She didn't have to. The girl didn't move. She sat on the edge of the bed, hands folded in her lap, staring at the floor. Her red hoodie hung loose on her small frame. The torn shoulder exposed a white tank top underneath. Her blonde hair was pulled back in a messy ponytail, strands falling across her face. The man backed up against the wall, hands raised. Look, he said, this isn't what it looks like. Hank stepped inside. Cole followed. Marcus and Deacon stayed in the doorway blocking the exit. The room was small, one bed, a nightstand, a bathroom door half open. The air smelled like cigarettes and old carpet. A duffel bag sat on the floor beside the bed. Unzipped, clothes spilling out. Hank looked at the girl. She didn't look up. "What's your name?" he asked. She didn't answer. "It's okay," Hank said quietly. "We're not going to hurt you." The man pushed off the wall. "She doesn't have to talk to you." "Shut up," Cole said. The man's mouth snapped closed. Hank crouched down, hands on his knees, eye level with the girl. He waited, gave her space, didn't rush. "My name's Hank," he said. "What's yours?" The girl's fingers tightened in her lap. Her lips moved, barely a whisper. "Lily," Lily, Hank repeated. "That's a good name." She nodded slightly. "Lily, did you write on that dollar bill?" She hesitated, then nodded again. "Why?" Her eyes flicked toward the man, then back to the floor. "He told me not to," she said. Her voice was small, flat, "but I did anyway." Hank nodded. "That was brave." She didn't respond. The man spoke up, voice tight. "She's confused." "She doesn't know what she's saying." Cole turned and took a step toward him. The man pressed harder against the wall. "I said shut up," Cole said. Hank stayed focused on Lily. "Is he your dad?" She shook her head. "Uncle family." She shook her head again. "How do you know him?" Lily's hands started shaking. She pressed them together, squeezing hard. "He said he'd take me somewhere," she whispered. "He said it was safe. Where I don't know. Where'd he pick you up?" She didn't answer. Her breathing got faster. Hank glanced at Cole, then back at Lily. "It's okay. You don't have to Denver," she said suddenly. "He picked me up in Denver." Hank frowned. "Denver's 4 hours from here." Lily nodded. "When this morning?" Cole looked at the man. "You drove her for 4 hours." The man didn't answer. "Why?" Cole asked. Still nothing. Cole crossed the room in 2 steps, grabbed the man by the front of his shirt and slammed him against the wall. The man's head hit the plaster with a dull thud. "Cole," Hank said, his voice calm but firm. Cole held him there for a moment longer, then let go. The man sagged, breathing hard. "Check the bag," Hank said. Deacon moved to the duffel bag, crouched down, started pulling things out. Men's clothes, a phone charger, a wallet. He opened the wallet and flipped through it. "ID says Robert Finch." Deacon said. "Chicago address." "Long way from home," Hank said. Robert straightened up, rubbing his neck. "I didn't do anything wrong." "Then why'd she write 'help me'?" Cole asked. Robert's jaw worked. "She's a runaway. I was trying to help her. By driving her 4 hours to a motel in the middle of nowhere, I was going to call someone. Social services. I just—" "Bullshit," Cole said. Hank held up a hand. "Lily," he said gently, "did you run away?" She looked up at him for the first time. Her eyes were red, tired. "No," she said. "Where's your mom?" "I don't know. Your dad?" "I don't have one." Hank nodded slowly. "Who were you with before him?" Lily's eyes went back to the floor. She didn't answer. Deacon pulled something else from the bag, a small notebook, spiral-bound, the cover bent. He opened it and flipped through the pages. "Hank," he said. Hank stood and walked over. Deacon handed him the notebook. Hank read. His expression didn't change, but his grip on the notebook tightened. "What is it?" Cole asked. Hank closed the notebook and looked at Robert. "You want to explain this?" Robert's face went white. "That's private. It's a list," Hank said. "Names, ages, addresses." Cole stepped forward. "Let me see it." Hank handed it over. Cole opened it and scanned the pages. His jaw clenched. "There are 12 names here," Cole said. All girls, all under 12. Robert shook his head quickly. It's not what you think. Then what is it? I'm a social worker. Those are my cases. You're lying, Cole said. I'm not. I work with the state. I help place kids in foster care. Cole looked at Lily. Is he a social worker? She shook her head. Where'd you meet him? Lily's voice cracked. A park in Denver. You were alone, she nodded. And he came up to you. Another nod. What did he say? He said he knew my mom. He said she sent him to get me. Hank closed his eyes for a second, then opened them. Where's your mom? Lily, I don't know, Lily whispered. She left 2 days ago. She didn't come back. The room went quiet. Cole looked at Robert. You told her you knew her mom. Robert didn't answer. You lied to her, Cole said. You picked her up, drove her 4 hours, brought her to this hole, and you were going to... He stopped, took a breath. What were you going to do? Robert didn't speak. Cole turned and pulled his phone from his pocket. He opened the Photos app, scrolled back. 5 years, found the picture he was looking for. Emma, smiling, standing in front of their house, 8 years old, blonde hair and pigtails, her favorite purple jacket. He held the phone up to Robert's face. You ever see this girl? Robert stared at the screen. His face went gray. I don't. Cole grabbed him by the throat, lifted him half off the ground. Don't lie to me, Robert gasped, clawed at Cole's hand. Did you see her? Cole's voice was a rasp. Did you touch her? Robert's eyes bulged. He shook his head frantically. Cole, Hank's hand on his shoulder. Firm, let him go. Cole didn't let go. Did you see her? Cole repeated. Robert's eyes bulged. He shook his head frantically. Cole. Hank's voice was sharper now. Let him go. Cole held him for another second, then released. Robert collapsed against the wall, coughing, gasping for air. Cole turned away, hands shaking. He walked to the window and stared out at the parking lot. Marcus had been going through the duffel bag. He pulled out something else. A burner phone, cheap flip phone. He opened it and scrolled through the messages. His face went hard. Hank. Hank walked over. Marcus handed him the phone. Hank read. His jaw tightened. What? Cole asked without turning around. Text messages, Hank said. Coordinates, dates, prices. Cole turned, and a photo Hank said quietly. He held the phone out. Cole took it. The screen showed a picture. A girl, blonde, blue eyes, purple jacket. Emma. Cole's breath stopped. The phone slipped from his hand and hit the floor. Hank picked it up, looked at the timestamp on the photo. 5 years ago, Hank said. Cole couldn't speak, couldn't move. His vision tunneled. The room felt like it was tilting. This isn't just about Lily, Marcus said. This is bigger. Hank looked at Robert. Who do you work for? Robert shook his head, blood running from his nose where it had hit the wall. Who do you work for? I don't. Deacon crossed the room, grabbed Robert by the hair and slammed his face into the wall. Once, twice. Robert screamed. Deacon Hank said. Deacon stopped. Let go. Robert slid down the wall, leaving a smear of blood on the plaster. I'll call the cops, Robert gasped. You'll what? Hank crouched down in front of him. You'll tell them what? That you kidnapped a 9-year-old, that you've got a list of 12 other girls in your bag, that you're carrying a phone with pictures of dead children. Robert's mouth opened. Closed. You're done, Hank said. The only question now is how much you're going to suffer before you go to jail. Robert's eyes darted to Cole. Cole was still staring at the phone. At Emma's picture. I didn't kill her, Robert whispered. Cole's head snapped up. I swear, I didn't kill her. I just took the picture for the listing. The listing, Cole repeated, his voice flat. Dead. They wanted photos. Before the pickup, I didn't know what they were going to do. Cole moved before anyone could stop him. His fist connected with Robert's jaw. The crack echoed in the small room. Robert's head snapped back. Cole hit him again and again. Hank and Deacon pulled him off. Cole thrashed against them. He killed her, Cole roared. He fucking killed her. I know, Hank said. I know, but we need him alive. Cole stopped struggling, his chest heaving, blood on his knuckles. Robert lay unconscious on the floor. Lily was still sitting on the bed, watching, her face blank. Hank let go of Cole, walked over to her. Lily, he said gently, did he hurt you? She shook her head. Did he touch you? She shook her head again. Did he say where you were going? He said we were going to meet someone, who I don't know. He didn't say. Hank pulled his own phone from his pocket and dialed 3 numbers. Yeah, he said when someone answered. I need police at the Pines Motel, room 6. We've got a situation. He hung up. Robert stirred on the floor, groaned. Sirens began to wail in the distance, growing louder. Cole walked to the bed and sat down beside Lily. She looked at him. Her eyes were dry, but her hands were shaking. Are you okay? He asked. She nodded. The police are coming. They're going to help you. She didn't say anything. I'm sorry, Cole said. I'm sorry this happened to you. It's not your fault, Lily whispered. I know, but I'm still sorry. The sirens got closer. Red and blue lights flashed through the curtains. Lily looked at the unconscious man on the floor. Then back at Cole. Is he going to jail? Yes. Good. 2 patrol cars pulled into the lot. 4 officers got out. One of them, older with gray hair, walked up to the open door of room 6. He took in the scene. Robert bleeding on the floor. 4 bikers. A little girl on the bed. What the hell happened here? Hank stepped forward, an officer. My name's Hank Morrison. I'm a retired detective out of Denver. We got a call about a possible kidnapping. Found this man with the girl. He's got a notebook in his bag. List of names, all children. And a burner phone with evidence of trafficking. The officer looked at Robert, then at Lily. Is she okay? Physically, yes. The officer motioned to the others. They entered the room. One of them, a younger woman, knelt beside Lily. Hi, sweetheart, she said gently. My name's Officer Ramirez. Can you tell me your name? Lily. Lily, are you hurt? No. Did this man hurt you? No. Did he touch you? Officer Ramirez nodded. She stood and walked over to the older officer. They spoke in low voices. Cole couldn't hear what they were saying. He didn't need to. The officers handcuffed Robert. Read him his rights. He was barely conscious. They hauled him to his feet and walked him outside. Officer Ramirez came back to Lily. Lily, we're going to take you somewhere safe, okay? Lily looked at Cole. Can I stay with him? Officer Ramirez glanced at Cole. I'm sorry, honey. We have to take you to a facility where they can take care of you. But I want to stay with him. I know, but we have rules. You'll be safe. I promise. Lily's eyes filled with tears. Cole leaned down. It's okay, he said. You're going to be okay. I don't want to go, I know, but you have to. Will I see you again? Cole didn't know what to say. He looked at Hank. Hank gave him a small nod. Yeah, Cole said. You'll see me again. Lily stood. Officer Ramirez took her hand and led her toward the door. At the threshold, Lily stopped. Looked back at Cole. Thank you, she whispered. Cole nodded, his throat too tight to speak. They took her to one of the patrol cars, opened the back door. She climbed in, small and silent. The door closed. The engine started. The cars pulled out of the lot, lights flashing, sirens off now. Hank and Cole stood there watching until the taillights disappeared. Marcus came out of the room holding the notebook and the burner phone in an evidence bag he'd found in the car. "What do we do with these?" he asked. "Give them to the cops tomorrow," Hank said. "They'll need them." Marcus nodded. Deacon leaned against the wall. "That girl's not going to be okay." "I know," Hank said. Cole pulled the dollar bill from his vest, looked at it one more time. The shaky letters, the smudged ink. "Help me." "She asked for help," Cole said. "And we helped." "But now what?" "Now she goes into the system," Hank said. "And we hope it doesn't chew her up." Cole stared at the bill, at the two words that had changed everything. "My daughter wrote something like this," he said quietly. 5 years ago, before they killed her, she wrote "help me" on a piece of paper and put it in her backpack. Nobody saw it until after she was already dead. Hank didn't say anything. "I couldn't save Emma," Cole continued, "but I saved Lily. And that's supposed to be enough, is it?" Marcus asked. Cole folded the bill and put it back in his vest. "It has to be." They walked back to their bikes, started the engines, rode out into the night. The motel sat empty behind them, the light in room 6 still on. 3 days later, Cole's phone rang. "Unknown number." He answered. "Yeah, is this Cole Brennan?" A woman's voice. "Professional. Tired." "Who's asking?" "My name is Karen Delgado. I'm a caseworker with Child Protective Services in Summit County. I'm calling about Lily Monroe." Cole sat up straighter. He was in his apartment, small place on the edge of town, one bedroom, kitchen table covered in takeout containers. He'd been staring at the wall for the past hour. "Is she okay?" he asked. "She's safe. She's in temporary foster care while we locate family." "Is there family?" "We're looking. Her mother has been reported missing. Father's not in the picture. We found an aunt in Nebraska, but she hasn't returned our calls yet." Cole stared out the window at the parking lot. "Why are you calling me?" "Because Lily asked me to." He didn't say anything. "She told me what you did." Karen continued. "How you found her. She wanted me to tell you she's okay." "Is she?" Karen paused. "She's safe. That's not the same thing." "No," Karen said. "It's not." Cole rubbed his face. "How is she doing?" "She's struggling. Won't talk much. Barely eats. The foster family are good people, but she doesn't trust them. She doesn't trust anyone." "Can you blame her?" "No." Another pause. "She asked if she could see you," Karen said. Cole's grip tightened on the phone. "What?" "She asked if you could visit. I told her I'd try to reach you." "I'm not family. I'm nobody. You're someone she trusts. That counts for something." Cole stood and walked to the window. The sun was setting, long shadows across the parking lot. "Where is she?" he asked. Karen gave him an address. "A house in Fort Morgan, about an hour north." "I can arrange a supervised visit," she said. "Tomorrow afternoon if you're available." Cole looked at his reflection in the window, saw the scar running down his neck, saw the lines in his face that hadn't been there 5 years ago. "Yeah," he said, "I'll be there." The house was small, pale blue siding, chain link fence around the front yard. Cole pulled his bike up to the curb and cut the engine. Karen was waiting on the porch, mid-40s, black hair tied back, wearing slacks and a cardigan. She came down the steps as he approached. "Cole," he nodded. She extended her hand. He shook it. "Thank you for coming," she said. "How is she?" "Same. Quiet. She's been watching the window since I told her you were coming." Cole glanced at the house. A curtain moved in one of the front windows. Karen led him inside. The house smelled like vanilla and laundry detergent. Clean, comfortable. A woman in her 50s stood in the kitchen doorway, watching him cautiously. "This is Margaret," Karen said. "Lily's foster mother." Margaret nodded. "She's in the living room." Cole followed Karen through the hallway. The living room was small, a couch, a TV, toys in a basket in the corner. Lily sat on the couch, hands in her lap, wearing jeans and a pink t-shirt. Her hair was clean now, brushed and pulled into a braid. She looked up when he walked in. Her eyes went wide. "Hi, Lily," Cole said. She didn't say anything, just stared. Karen motioned to a chair. Cole sat. Karen stayed by the door, arms crossed, watching. Cole leaned forward, elbows on his knees. "Are you okay?" he asked. Lily nodded slowly. "Are you eating?" Another nod. "Smaller. Are they treating you good here?" She glanced at the doorway where Margaret stood, then back at Cole. "Yeah," she said quietly. "Good." Silence. Lily's hands twisted together in her lap. "I wanted to say thank you," she said quietly. "You don't have to, but I do." Her voice cracked. "You helped me. You and the other men. We did what anyone should have done. But they didn't." Her eyes filled. "Nobody else did, just you." Cole didn't know what to say. He looked at Karen. She gave him a small nod. "The man who took you," Cole said carefully, "he can't hurt you now. He's locked up." "I know," Lily whispered. "They told me you're safe here." She nodded, but her eyes said she didn't believe it. Cole sat back. "What do you need, Lily?" She looked at him, confused. "What? You asked to see me?" Wow. Her lip trembled. "Because you listened," she said. "When I wrote on that dollar, I didn't think anyone would see it. But you did. You came back. Yeah, why?" Cole thought about that, about the real answer, about Emma, about the piece of paper in her backpack that no one had seen until it was too late. "Because you asked for help," he said. "But you didn't know me." Didn't matter. Lily wiped her eyes with the back of her hand. "Everyone else just walked past," she said. "At the gas station, at the park in Denver. I tried to tell people before. Nobody listened." Cole's jaw tightened. "I'm sorry. It's not your fault. Still sorry." Lily looked down at her hands. "They're trying to find my mom," she said. "I heard, and I don't think they will." "Why?" "Because she didn't want to be found." Lily's voice was flat, empty. "She left on purpose. She told me she'd be back, but she was lying, just like he did." Cole glanced at Karen. Karen's expression was unreadable. "Maybe she got in trouble," Cole said. "Maybe she's trying to come back." Lily shook her head. "She's not. You don't know that." "Yes, I do." Lily looked up at him. Her eyes were red but dry now. "She told me once that she wished I was never born," Lily said. "She said it when she was drunk. She probably doesn't even remember." "But I do." The room went still. Cole didn't say anything. Couldn't. "They're gonna put me with someone," Lily continued. "An aunt or something, someone I don't even know. And if that doesn't work, they'll put me somewhere else. And then somewhere else. And I'll just keep moving until I'm old enough that nobody cares anymore." Karen stepped forward. "Lily, that's not—" "Yes, it is," Lily said, her voice sharp now, angry. "You know it is. You do this every day. You know how it works." Karen's mouth closed. Lily looked back at Cole. "I just wanted to say thank you," she said. "Because for one night, someone actually cared. And I know it can't last. I know you're going to leave, and I'll never see you again." But it mattered. That night mattered. Cole felt something twist in his chest. He leaned forward again, hands clasped. "You're right," he said quietly. "I'm going to leave, and you might not see me again. But that doesn't mean nobody cares. It just means I can't be the one who stays. Why not? Because I'm not the right person for that. But someone is. And you're going to find them. How do you know? Because you're still here. You wrote on that dollar. You fought to survive. That takes strength most people don't have. Lily's chin quivered. I don't feel strong. You don't have to feel it. You just have to be it. She looked at him for a long moment, then nodded. Cole stood. Lily stood too. Can I hug you? She asked. Cole glanced at Karen. Karen nodded. Yeah, Cole said. Lily stepped forward and wrapped her small arms around his waist. He put one hand on her back, awkward and gentle. She held on tight for a moment, then let go. Goodbye, she whispered. Take care of yourself, Lily. She nodded. Cole walked out of the house, Karen following him to the curb. She's going to be okay, Karen said. You believe that? Cole asked. Karen hesitated. I have to. Cole looked at her. What happens now? We keep looking for family. If we can't find anyone, she'll stay in foster care until we do. Could be weeks, could be months. And if you never find anyone, then she ages out of the system at 18, goes on her own. Cole shook his head. That's 9 years. I know. The system's broken. I know that too. Karen's voice was tired. But it's what we have. Cole pulled his keys from his pocket. The man who took her, he said. Robert Finch. What's happening with him? Charged with kidnapping, child endangerment, suspected trafficking. The notebook helped. They found evidence linking him to 2 other cases. He's not getting out. Good. The girl you saved, Karen said. She's one of the lucky ones. Cole climbed onto his bike. Doesn't feel lucky. It never does. He started the engine. Cole, Karen said. He looked back. You did a good thing. Don't forget that. He didn't answer, just nodded. Pulled away from the curb. That night, Cole sat in his apartment, the lights off, the curtains drawn. The burner phone from Robert's bag sat on the table in front of him. Marcus had made a copy of everything before they handed it over to the police. The messages, the photos, the coordinates. Cole had asked for the copy. Marcus hadn't asked why. Now Cole scrolled through it, message after message, dates and times, locations, prices, and photos. 12 of them. 12 girls, all under 12 years old. Emma was the 8th one. The photo was from 5 years ago, the day she went missing. She was wearing her purple jacket, standing in front of their house, smiling. Cole had taken that photo that morning, before she left for school, before he went to work, before everything fell apart. Someone had sent it to Robert, with a message, target confirmed. Proceed with pickup. Cole stared at the screen until his vision blurred. Then he went to his closet, pulled out a box from the top shelf, opened it. Inside was everything from Emma's case. Police reports, autopsy results, photos from the scene, notes from the detectives, everything Rachel had thrown away after the funeral. Everything Cole had pulled out of the trash and kept. He'd read through it 1,000 times, looking for something he had missed. Some clue, some name, some lead. There was never anything, but now there was. He opened the burner phone again, went back through the messages, found the one from 5 years ago, target confirmed, proceed with pickup. The message had come from another number, a number that was also in the phone's contacts, listed under one-word pipeline. Cole grabbed his own phone and called Hank. Yeah, Hank answered. I need to see you, Cole said. When? Now. 30 minutes later, they sat in Hank's garage, just the 2 of them. The others had gone home. Cole handed Hank the burner phone. "What am I looking at?" Hank asked. Emma Cole said. "She's in there, photo number 8. Hank scrolled through, found it. His face went hard. "Jesus, there's a message," Cole said. "From 5 years ago, the day she was taken." Hank read it. "Pipeline." Hank said quietly, "You ever heard of it?" Hank set the phone down, rubbed his face. "Yeah," he said. "I've heard of it. What is it?" "Trafficking ring, operates across state lines. FBI's been trying to shut it down for a decade. Every time they get close, it disappears. New faces, new locations, new names, but the same operation." "Yeah," Cole leaned forward. "Robert worked for them, looks like it, and they killed Emma." Hank didn't answer. "I want them," Cole said. "I know. I want every single person involved." "Cole, don't tell me to let it go." "I wasn't going to." Cole looked at him. Hank sighed. "This is bigger than one man Cole. Bigger than all of us. We go after them, we're going to need help. Then we get help. From who? FBI? Cops? Anyone who'll listen." Hank shook his head. "They've tried. For years, it hasn't worked. Then we do it differently." How Cole picked up the phone. "We have this. Names, numbers, locations, evidence. That might not be enough. Then we make it enough." Hank studied him. "This isn't just about Emma anymore, is it?" "No. It's about Lily. It's about all of them. Emma, Lily, the 12 names in that notebook. Every kid who's been taken and never found." Hank was quiet for a moment. Then he stood, walked to a filing cabinet in the corner, pulled out a folder. "I've been keeping tabs on Pipeline for 5 years," Hank said, "ever since your case went cold. I knew there was something bigger going on. I just couldn't prove it." He handed Cole the folder. Inside were newspaper clippings, missing person reports, police records, all children, all unsolved. 43 cases in 5 years, Hank said, all with the same pattern. Kids taken from parks, gas stations, rest stops, always by someone who approached them alone, always in broad daylight, always without witnesses. Cole flipped through the pages, saw the faces, the names, the dates. "How many of them are still alive?" he asked. "I don't know." "Guess." Hank hesitated. "Maybe 10, if we're lucky." Cole closed the folder. "We're going to find them," he said. "Cole, we're going to find them, and we're going to destroy everyone who had a hand in this." Hank looked at him for a long moment. "All right," he said finally, "but we do it smart. No cowboy shit. We build a case. We get evidence. We bring in the feds when we're ready." "Agreed." Hank sat back down. "Where do we start?" Cole pulled out the burner phone again, opened the messages, found the number listed as Pipeline. "We start here," he said. The morning after Cole left Lily at the foster home, he received a package. No return address. Left on his doorstep sometime during the night. A small cardboard box taped shut, his name written on top in black marker. Cole brought it inside, set it on the kitchen table, stared at it for a full minute before opening it. Inside was a USB drive, nothing else. He grabbed his laptop from the bedroom, plugged the drive in. A single video file appeared on the screen. He clicked it. The video started. Grainy footage, low light, a basement somewhere, concrete walls, a single chair in the center of the frame. And in that chair, bound with zip ties, was a little girl. Blonde hair, purple jacket. Emma. Cole's breath stopped. His hands went numb. The room tilted. She was crying, shaking, her face streaked with tears and dirt. A voice off camera, male, distorted. "Say your name." Emma's voice small and broken. "Emma Brennan." "How old are you?" "8." Where are you from? I don't know. Please. I want to go home. The camera moved closer. A hand reached into frame, touched her face. She flinched. You're not going home, the voice said. The video cut to black. Then text appeared. White letters on black screen. You took our product. We took your daughter. Now we'll take the girl too. The video ended. Cole sat frozen. He couldn't breathe, couldn't think, his vision blurred. His chest felt like it was caving in. He'd known Emma was dead. He'd seen her body. He'd buried her. But seeing this, seeing her alive and terrified, hearing her beg to come home, it broke something inside him that had never fully healed. He stood up, walked to the bathroom, turned on the sink, splashed water on his face. His reflection stared back at him. Hollow eyes, pale skin. The scar on his neck suddenly felt like it was burning. He thought about the gun in his nightstand, thought about how easy it would be. One bullet, that's all it would take. Then he heard Lily's voice in his head. If you die, they win. He gripped the edges of the sink, breathed in and out, slowly. Emma was gone. He couldn't save her. But Lily wasn't. And if the pipeline was threatening to take her, that meant they weren't done. Cole dried his face, walked back to the kitchen, grabbed his phone and called Hank. We have a problem, he said. An hour later, Hank, Marcus, and Deacon sat in Cole's apartment, the laptop open on the table, the video playing on repeat. No one spoke until it finished. Marcus was the first to break the silence. They know where you live. Yeah, they know you're involved with Lily. Yeah, Deacon leaned back in his chair. This is a threat. They're telling you to back off or they'll kill the girl. I know. Hank closed the laptop. What do you want to do? Cole looked at him. I want to find them, and I want to end them. That's not a plan. Then help me make one. Marcus pulled out his own laptop, opened it. The USB drive. Let me see it. Cole handed it over. Marcus plugged it in and started running diagnostics. Looking for metadata, Marcus explained. Anything that might tell us where it came from. He worked in silence for 5 minutes, then stopped. Got something. What? Cole asked. The file was created 3 days ago, but it's been accessed multiple times since then. Last access was 6 hours ago from an IP address in New Mexico. Can you trace it? Already did. Marcus turned the screen around. A map appeared. A red pin dropped on a location outside Albuquerque. Warehouse district, industrial area, registered to a shell company. Hank studied the map. That's a 6-hour drive. 5 if you push it, Deacon said. Cole stood. Then let's go. Wait. Hank held up a hand. We need to think this through. If we go in guns blazing, they'll scatter. We'll lose them. So what do you suggest? We surveil first. Figure out what we're dealing with. Then we move. Cole shook his head. We don't have time. They threaten Lily. If they're planning something, they're not going to move on her yet. Marcus interrupted. This video was a warning. They want you scared. They want you to make a mistake. Then what do we do? Hank stood. We protect Lily first. Make sure she's safe. Then we go to New Mexico. Cole didn't like it, but he knew Hank was right. Fine, he said. How do we protect her? We move her, Hank said. Get her out of that foster home. Bring her somewhere they can't find her. Karen won't go for that. Then we don't ask Karen. Cole looked at him. You're talking about taking her. I'm talking about keeping her alive. The room went quiet. Deacon broke the silence. If we do this, we're crossing a line. CPS will come after us. Maybe the cops too. I know, Hank said. And you're okay with that? Are you? Deacon thought about it, then nodded. Yeah, I am. Marcus closed his laptop. Same. Hank looked at Cole. Your call. Cole thought about Lily, sitting on that couch in the foster home, small and scared, telling him that nobody had ever stayed. He thought about Emma, bound to a chair in a basement, begging to go home. We'd do it, Cole said, tonight. They arrived at the foster home at 2 in the morning. The house was dark, the street empty. Deacon stayed with the bikes, keeping watch. Marcus hacked the security system, disabling the alarms. Hank and Cole approached the front door. Cole picked the lock. It took 30 seconds. The door opened without a sound. They moved through the house quietly. Hank went left. Cole went right. He found Lily's room at the end of the hall. The door was cracked open. He pushed it wider and stepped inside. Lily was asleep in the bed, a nightlight glowing in the corner, stuffed animals on the shelf. Cole walked to the bed and crouched down beside her. Lily, he whispered. She didn't stir. He touched her shoulder gently. Lily. Her eyes opened, confused at first, then focused. She saw him and sat up quickly. Cole, hey, it's okay. What are you doing here? I need you to come with me. Why? Because it's not safe here. Her face went pale. Did something happen? I'll explain later. Right now, I need you to trust me. Lily didn't hesitate. She threw back the covers and stood. Okay. Cole grabbed a backpack from the closet and started shoving clothes into it. Lily helped. They worked quickly. Hank appeared in the doorway. We're clear. Cole slung the backpack over his shoulder. Let's go. They moved through the house and out the front door. Deacon was already on his bike, engine running. Marcus sat on his waiting. Hank had brought an extra helmet. He handed it to Lily. Ever ridden on a motorcycle? Hank asked. Lily shook her head. It's easy, just hold on tight. She climbed on behind Hank. Cole got on his bike. They rode out of the neighborhood lights, off keeping to the speed limit. No one followed. They rode for an hour, north on back roads, away from the city, into the mountains. Finally, they turned onto a dirt road, followed it for another mile until they reached a cabin, small, isolated, surrounded by trees. Hank killed his engine. The others did the same. They got off the bikes. Lily looked around. Where are we, safe house? Hank said. No one knows about this place except us. They went inside. The cabin was basic. One main room with a kitchenette, a couch, a fireplace, two small bedrooms off to the side. Marcus lit a fire. Deacon made coffee. Hank showed Lily to one of the bedrooms. You can sleep here, he said. We'll be right outside. Lily set her backpack down. Are you going to tell me what's happening now? Cole stepped into the room. Yeah, I will. Hank left them alone. Cole sat on the edge of the bed. Lily sat beside him. The man who took you, Cole began. Robert. He worked for an organization, a group of people who traffic children. Lily's hands clenched in her lap. They know I helped you, environment, and they're angry about it. They sent me a message, a threat. They said they're coming after you. Lily's voice was small. Why? Because you got away, and because I got involved. I'm sorry, don't be. This isn't your fault. But if I hadn't written on that dollar, then you'd still be with Robert. Or worse. Lily looked down. What do we do now? We keep you safe, and we stop them. How, I don't know yet, but we will. Lily was quiet for a moment. Then she asked, the girl in the photo on your phone, who was she? Cole's throat tightened. My daughter, what happened to her? They took her 5 years ago, just like they took you. Did you find her? Yeah. But it was too late. Lily's eyes filled with tears. I'm sorry, me too. She leaned against him. Cole put his arm around her. They sat like that for a long time, neither of them speaking. Finally, Lily whispered, Are you going to keep me? Cole looked down at her. What are you going to keep me, or are you going to give me back to CPS when this is over? I don't know. I don't want to go back. Lily, please, I don't want to go back. Cole didn't know what to say. He'd never thought about it, never considered that this could be anything other than temporary. We'll figure it out, he said finally. I promise. Lily nodded, but she didn't let go. The next morning, Cole called Karen. She answered on the second ring. Where is she? She's safe. That's not what I asked. I know. Cole, you kidnapped a child. Do you understand what you've done? I protected her. That's not your job. Then whose job is it? Yours, because you put her in a house with no security, no protection. Anyone could have walked in there. We have protocols. Your protocols got her nearly kidnapped once already. Karen was silent. Listen, Cole said, I'm not trying to make your life harder, but Lily's life is in danger, real danger, and I'm not going to let her get hurt because of red tape. What do you want me to do? Give me time. Let me handle this. Handle what? The people who are after her. You can't take the law into your own hands. Watch me. Cole hung up. Marcus looked up from his laptop. That went well. She'll get over it. She's going to call the cops. Let her. They won't find us. Hank walked over. We need to talk about New Mexico. What about it? Deacon and I are going tomorrow. We'll surveil the warehouse. Figure out what we're dealing with. You stay here with Lily. Cole shook his head. I'm going with you. No, you're not, Hank. You're too close to this, Cole. You see that warehouse and you're going to want blood. I need you thinking clearly. I am thinking clearly. No, you're not. You're thinking about Emma, and I get it. But this is bigger than revenge. Cole clenched his jaw. Stay here, Hank said. Protect Lily. Let us handle the recon. Cole wanted to argue, but he knew Hank was right. Fine, he said. But you call me the second you find something. Deal. That afternoon, while Lily slept, Marcus pulled Cole aside. I need to tell you something, Marcus said. What I haven't been completely honest with you. Cole's eyes narrowed. About what? Marcus took a breath. 2 years ago, the FBI approached me. They wanted me to infiltrate this crew. Gather intelligence on Hank. Why Hank? They suspected him of corruption. Thought he might have been involved in trafficking back when he was a cop. Cole's fists clenched. And you believe them? No. But I took the job anyway. Why? Because my sister was trafficked when she was 16. She got out, but she was never the same. She killed herself a year later. Marcus's voice broke. I've been trying to find the people responsible ever since. The FBI said if I helped them, they'd give me access to their files. Their resources, did they? Yeah. And that's how I found out about the pipeline. They're the ones who took my sister. And they're the ones who took Emma. Cole stared at him. You've been working with the FBI this whole time. Not anymore. I quit 2 months ago when I realized they weren't actually trying to shut down the pipeline. They were just trying to manage it. What does that mean? It means someone high up is protecting them. Someone with power. Cole's jaw tightened. Who I don't know yet. But I'm going to find out. Does Hank know about this? Not yet. I was going to tell him. But then this happened with Lily. You need to tell him. I will. After New Mexico. Cole didn't like it, but he understood. Okay, he said. But no more secrets. No more secrets. The next day, Hank and Deacon left for New Mexico. Cole stayed at the cabin with Lily and Marcus. The hours dragged. Lily spent most of the time reading. Cole paced. Marcus worked on his laptop, digging deeper into the pipeline's network. By evening, Hank called. We're at the warehouse, Hank said. It's big, multiple buildings, lots of activity. How many people? At least 20, maybe more, and they're armed. What about kids? We saw a van pull in an hour ago. Couldn't see inside, but my gut says there are kids here. Cole's grip tightened on the phone. We need to move now, not yet. We need a plan. Hank, listen to me. If we go in there without backup, people will die, including us, and then those kids will never get out. Cole forced himself to breathe. What do you suggest? I'm calling the FBI. Agent I know from my old days. She's clean. She'll listen. You sure know, but it's the best shot we have. Do it. Hank hung up. Cole walked to the window, stared out at the trees. The sun was setting, long shadows stretching across the ground. Lily came up beside him. Is everything okay? Yeah, you're lying. Cole looked down at her. How do you know? Because you get this look, like you're somewhere else. He almost smiled. You're too smart for your own good. My mom used to say that too. Cole's expression softened. Do you miss her? Lily thought about it. Sometimes, but not the way I thought I would. What do you mean I thought I'd miss her being there? But she was never really there, even when she was. Cole understood that, more than he wanted to. Can I ask you something, Lily said. Sure, if you find the people who took your daughter, what are you going to do? Cole didn't answer right away. I don't know, he said finally. You're going to kill them. He looked at her. Maybe. Will that make it better? I don't know. Do you think it will? Cole turned back to the window. No, but it might make it hurt less. Lily was quiet for a moment. Then she said, I don't think it will. Why not? Because my mom hurt me a lot. And I used to think about hurting her back. But then I realized it wouldn't change anything. She'd still be the same. And I'd still be the same. Except I'd also be someone who hurt people. Cole looked down at her, this 9-year-old girl who'd been through more than most adults. And somehow she was wiser than all of them. You're right, he said quietly. So what are you going to do? I'm going to stop them. And I'm going to make sure they can't hurt anyone else. And then I don't know. Lily reached out and took his hand. Then you'll figure it out. Cole squeezed her hand. Yeah, I will. That night, Hank called again. FBI's in, he said. Agent Sarah Cross. She's bringing a team. They'll be here tomorrow morning. Good. But there's a problem. What Cross ran the address through their database. Turns out the FBI's had this warehouse under surveillance for 6 months. Then why haven't they moved on it? Because they're waiting for someone bigger. Someone at the top of the food chain, who they don't know. But whoever it is, they've got enough power to make evidence disappear, to make witnesses disappear. Cole's stomach turned. You think it's someone in law enforcement? Maybe, or government, or both. Jesus, yeah. Cross says we need to tread carefully. If we spook them, they'll burn everything and everyone inside. So what's the plan? We wait for the right moment. Cross is coordinating with her team. Once they're in position, we move. When tomorrow night, Cole exhaled slowly. All right, keep me posted. Will do. After the call, Cole sat on the couch, his head in his hands. Marcus looked over from his laptop. You okay, no? Want to talk about it? Not really. Marcus nodded, went back to his work. A few minutes later, he said, I found something. Cole looked up. What I've been digging through the financial records of that shell company, the one that owns the warehouse. And money's coming from multiple sources. Most of it's offshore, untraceable. But there is one account that stood out. Why? Because it's registered to a holding company in Chicago, same city where Robert Finch lived. Could be a coincidence. Could be. Except the holding company is owned by someone named Rachel Brennan. Cole's blood went cold. What Marcus turned his laptop around showed Cole the screen. There it was, Rachel Brennan, listed as the sole owner of a company called Horizon Enterprises. Has to be a different Rachel Brennan, Cole said. Common name. I thought so too. So I cross-referenced with public records. Marcus pulled up another file, a photo. It was her, Rachel, Cole's ex-wife, the woman who'd supposedly died in a car accident 3 years ago. Cole stared at the screen, his mind racing. This doesn't make sense, he said. I know, she's dead. I went to her funeral. Then either someone's using her identity or what Marcus didn't answer. Cole stood, walked to the window, his hands shaking. She's alive, he said quietly. We don't know that. Yes, we do. He turned around, looked at Marcus. She faked her death, and she's been working with the pipeline this whole time. Marcus hesitated. That's a hell of a leap, is it? She blamed me for Emma's death. Said I should have protected her. What if she didn't just blame me? What if she was involved, Cole? Think about it. Emma was taken from our house. Our house, how did they know where we lived? How did they know when she'd be alone? Marcus's face went pale. You think Rachel gave them the information I don't know, but I'm going to find out. Cole grabbed his phone and called Hank. We have a problem, he said. Hank didn't believe it at first. Rachel's dead, Cole. No, she's not. You went to her funeral. I went to a funeral. Doesn't mean she was in the casket. Silence on the other end of the line. Marcus found financial records. Cole continued. Rachel owns the company that owns the warehouse. Her name, her signature. Could be forged. Could be, but I don't think it is. Hank exhaled slowly. If you're right about this, I am. Then we have a bigger problem than we thought. I know. What do you want to do? Cole looked at Lily asleep on the couch. I want to end this. All of it. We will. But we do it smart. I'm done being smart, Hank. I'm done waiting. If Rachel's involved, I'm going to find her, and I'm going to make her answer for what she did. Cole, I'll be there tomorrow. With Lily. You can't bring her here. I'm not leaving her alone. Then leave her with Marcus. No, she stays with me. Hank was quiet for a moment. All right, but you need to keep your head on straight. This goes sideways, a lot of people are going to die. I know. Cole hung up. Marcus looked at him. You're really going? Yeah, what about Lily? She comes with me. That's a bad idea. I don't care. Marcus closed his laptop. Then I'm coming too. No, you stay here. Keep digging. Find me everything you can on Rachel, Cole. That's an order, Marcus wanted to argue. But he didn't. Fine, he said. But be careful, I will. The next morning, Cole woke Lily early. We're leaving, he said. She sat up, rubbing her eyes. Where are we going? New Mexico. Well, because that's where they are. The people who hurt you, the people who hurt my daughter. Lily's eyes went wide. You're going to fight them, yeah. Can I help? No, you're going to stay safe. But Lily, Cole crouched down in front of her. I need you to trust me. Can you do that? She nodded slowly. Good. Get dressed. We leave in 10 minutes. They rode south, 6 hours on the highway. Cole kept checking his mirrors, looking for tails, looking for threats. There were none. They arrived in Albuquerque just after noon. Hank had texted coordinates, an abandoned diner on the outskirts of town. Cole pulled into the parking lot. Hank's bike was already there, along with Deacon's, and 3 black SUVs. FBI. Cole killed the engine, helped Lily off the bike. Stay close to me, he said. She nodded. They walked into the diner. Hank and Deacon were sitting at a booth, along with a woman in her 40s, black hair pulled back, sharp eyes, FBI badge clipped to her belt. Agent Sarah Cross. She stood when Cole entered, extended her hand. Cole Brennan. He shook it. Yeah. I'm Agent Cross. Hanks told me about you. Has he? He says you're stubborn, reckless, and loyal to a fault. Cole almost smiled. Sounds about right. Cross looked at Lily. And who's this Lily Monroe, Cole said. The girl we pulled out of that motel. Cross's expression softened. Hi, Lily. Lily didn't respond. Cross looked back at Cole. She shouldn't be here. I know, but she is. This is a federal operation. If things go bad, then I'll make sure she stays safe. Cross studied him for a moment, then nodded. All right, but she stays out of the action, non-negotiable. Agreed. Cross motioned for them to sit. Cole and Lily slid into the booth across from Hank and Deacon. Here's the situation, Cross began. We've had that warehouse under surveillance for 6 months. We know it's a hub for the pipeline. Kids are brought in from all over the country, held there for a few days, then moved across the border into Mexico. How many kids are in there now? Cole asked. Best estimate, 20, maybe more. Cole's jaw tightened. We're moving in tonight, Cross continued. 2 teams, one at the front, one at the back. We go in fast, secure the kids first, then take down anyone who resists. What about the person running it? Cole asked. The one at the top, Cross hesitated. We don't know who that is yet. I do, Cole said. Everyone looked at him. Her name is Rachel Brennan. She's my ex-wife. She's been running the pipeline for at least 3 years. Maybe longer. Cross's eyes narrowed. How do you know this financial records? Her name is all over the shell companies that fund the operation. That doesn't prove she's running it. Then explain why she faked her death 3 years ago and disappeared. Cross leaned back. You have proof she faked her death, not yet. But I will. We can't move on assumptions, Mr. Brennan. Then let me talk to her. Face to face, I'll get you your proof. Cross shook her head. Too dangerous. I don't care, I do. This is my operation. We do it my way, Cole stood. Then you'll lose her. The second you breach that warehouse, she'll disappear. Just like she's been doing for 3 years. Sit down, Cole, Hank said quietly. Cole didn't move. Please, Hank added. Cole sat, cross-folded her arms. What are you proposing? Let me go in first, alone. I'll draw her out, get her talking. You record everything. Use it as evidence. And if she doesn't talk, she will. How do you know? Because I'm the only person she's been running from. Cross thought about it. Too risky. Everything about this is risky. She didn't argue. Give me 2 hours, Cole said. If I don't have anything by then, you go in anyway. Cross looked at Hank. What do you think? I think he's going to do it, whether you approve or not. Cross sighed. Fine, 2 hours. But you wear a wire, and if I think you're in danger, I'm pulling you out. Deal. That evening, Cole stood outside the warehouse. It was massive, 3 buildings connected by covered walkways. Chain link fence surrounding the entire property. Guards at every entrance. Cole wore a wire under his jacket, a small earpiece in his ear. Cross's voice came through. We're in position. You're clear to approach. Cole took a breath, started walking. He reached the front gate. 2 guards stepped out, both armed. This is private property, one of them said. I'm here to see Rachel, Cole said. The guards exchanged a look. Who Rachel Brennan? Tell her Cole's here. She'll want to see me. The guard pulled out a radio, spoke into it, waited. A minute later, the radio crackled. Send him in. The gate opened. Cole walked through. Another guard met him inside. This way. Cole followed him through the main building. Long hallways, concrete floors, the smell of bleach and sweat. They reached a door at the end of the hall. The guard knocked. "Come in," a woman's voice said. The guard opened the door. Cole stepped inside, and there she was, Rachel, alive, real, sitting behind a desk in the center of the room. She looked different, older, harder. Her hair was shorter, dyed black, but it was her. She smiled. "Hello, Cole." He didn't move, didn't speak. "Close the door," Rachel said to the guard. The guard left. The door clicked shut. Rachel stood, walked around the desk, stopped a few feet from Cole. "It's been a long time," she said. Cole found his voice. "You're supposed to be dead, I know. Why? Because I needed to disappear. From what? From you, from the pain, from everything." Cole's hands clenched into fists. "You faked your death. You've been running this operation, trafficking children, and you want me to believe it's because you needed to disappear." Rachel's smile faded. "You don't understand. Then explain it to me." She turned and walked back to the desk, leaned against it. "Do you remember the night Emma died?" she asked. Cole's chest tightened. "Every second. Do you remember what I said to you? You said it was my fault. Because it was. I know." "No, you don't." Rachel's voice cracked. "You think I blamed you because you weren't there. But that's not why." "Then why?" "Because I was the one who gave them the information." The room went silent. Cole stared at her. "What? I was in debt, Cole. Gambling debt. $50,000. They said if I didn't pay, they'd kill me. So I made a deal." "What kind of deal?" "I'd give them Emma. Just for a few days. They'd ransom her back to us. We'd pay. Everyone walks away." "Everyone." Cole's vision blurred. "You sold our daughter. I didn't think they'd hurt her. I thought." "You thought what?" "That they were good people. That they'd keep her safe. I didn't know what else to do." Cole took a step toward her. "You could have told me. You wouldn't have understood." "You're right. I wouldn't have." Rachel's eyes filled with tears. "When she died, I couldn't live with it. The guilt, the shame. So I made another deal." "With who?" "With the pipeline. They offered me a way out. Fake my death. Start over. Help them run the operation. In exchange, they'd erase my debt and give me a new life. And you took it." "Yes." Cole's voice was a whisper. "How many kids have you hurt since then?" Rachel didn't answer. "How many, Rachel? I don't know. Guess. Hundreds." Cole's fist connected with her jaw before he even realized he was moving. Rachel hit the floor, blood on her lip. She looked up at him. "I deserve that." "You deserve worse. I know." Cole pulled out his phone, showed her the video, Emma bound to a chair, crying, begging. "Did you watch this?" he asked. Rachel's face went pale. "No, liar. I swear, I didn't know they recorded it. But you knew what they were doing to her?" Rachel's voice broke. "Yes." Cole put the phone away. "FBI's outside. They're going to raid this place in about an hour. You're going to jail for the rest of your life. I know." "Good." He turned to leave. Cole, Rachel said. He stopped. "I'm sorry." He looked back at her. "Sorry doesn't bring her back. I know. But I need you to know that I loved her. I loved Emma. You loved yourself more." Rachel didn't argue. Cole walked to the door, his hand on the knob. "Wait," Rachel said. "There's something you need to know." "What?" "The girl, Lily." Cole turned. "What about her? She's not who you think she is." "What does that mean?" Rachel stood, wiped the blood from her lip. "Her mother didn't abandon her. Diane sold her. To me. 2 weeks ago." Cole's blood ran cold. "You're lying. I'm not. Diane owed me money, $30,000. I told her she could pay me back by giving me Lily." "Why would you want Lily?" "Because I had a client. a very wealthy client who wanted a girl exactly like her. Blonde, blue eyes, 9 years old. Cole felt like the floor was dropping out from under him. Robert was supposed to bring her here, Rachel continued, but you interfered, so I had to come up with a new plan. What plan to get her back? One way or another, Cole's hand moved to his gun. You're never touching her again. I don't have to. My people are already on their way to that cabin. Cole's heart stopped. What did you really think I didn't know where you were? I've been tracking you since you left Fort Morgan. Cole pulled out his phone, called Marcus. It rang and rang. No answer. Damn it, he called Hank. We have a problem. What Rachel's people are at the cabin. Marcus is alone. I'm on it. Cole hung up, looked at Rachel. If anything happens to him, you'll what Rachel smiled. Kill me. Go ahead, but it won't save your friend. Cole's jaw clenched. He turned and ran out of the room. Behind him, Rachel called out, You can't save them all, Cole. Cole burst through the front door of the warehouse. Guards shouted. He didn't stop. Cross's voice came through the earpiece. What's happening? The cabin's under attack. I need to go. We're moving in now. Do it. Cole reached his bike, started the engine, tore out of the parking lot. Behind him, FBI vehicles swarmed the warehouse. Gunfire erupted, but Cole didn't look back. He just rode. 6 hours. That's how long it took to get back to the cabin. By the time he arrived, it was dawn. The cabin was dark, silent. Cole killed the engine, pulled his gun, approached on foot. The front door was open, splintered, kicked in. He stepped inside. The main room was trashed, furniture overturned, blood on the floor. Marcus Cole called out. No answer. He moved through the cabin, checked the bedrooms, the kitchen. Nothing. Then he saw it, a trail of blood leading to the back door. He followed it outside. Marcus was lying in the dirt, face down, not moving. Cole dropped to his knees beside him. Marcus. Marcus groaned, rolled over. His face was bruised, blood on his shirt. I'm okay, Marcus rasped. I'm okay. What happened? 6 guys. Came in the middle of the night. I fought them off, but they got away. Did they take anything? Marcus shook his head. No, because Lily wasn't here. Cole froze. What do you mean she left? About an hour before they showed up. Left? Where I don't know. She left a note. Marcus pulled a crumpled piece of paper from his pocket, handed it to Cole. Cole unfolded it, read the words written in a child's handwriting. I'm sorry, I have to fix this. I know where my mom is. If I go back, they'll leave you alone. Thank you for everything. Lily. Cole's hands shook. No, 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 no. She took one of the bikes, Marcus said. I tried to stop her, but she was gone before I woke up. Cole stood. Where would she go? I don't know. But she mentioned her mom. Maybe she went looking for her. Cole pulled out his phone, called Hank. Tell me you have good news, Hank said. Lily's gone. She ran away. I think she's trying to find her mother. Where's her mother? Las Vegas. At least that's what Karen said. Then that's where she's going. I'm on my way. Cole, wait. The raid went bad. What do you mean Rachel wasn't there? By the time we breached, she was gone. Vanished. What about the kids? We got them. All 20. They're safe. And Rachel in the wind. Cole closed his eyes. She's going after Lily, I know. I have to find her first. I'm coming with you. No, stay there. Make sure those kids are okay, Cole. That's an order. Cole hung up. Looked at Marcus. Can you ride? Marcus nodded. Yeah, then let's go. They rode west, through the desert, through the mountains, pushing the bikes as hard as they could. Cole's mind raced. Lily was out there, alone, headed straight into danger. and Rachel was hunting her. 4 hours later, they reached Las Vegas. Cole called Karen. I need Diane Monroe's address. Why? Because Lily's looking for her. Cole, what's going on? No time. Just give me the address. Karen hesitated, then gave it to him. Cole and Marcus rode to the location, a rundown apartment complex on the east side of town. They found Diane's unit on the second floor. The door was ajar. Cole pushed it open. Inside the apartment was a mess. Empty bottles, cigarette butts, the smell of alcohol and desperation. Diane sat on the couch, drunk, half-conscious. Cole grabbed her by the collar. Where's Lily? Diane blinked up at him. Who your daughter? Where is she? I don't have a daughter. Cole slammed her against the wall. Where is she? I don't know, Diane screamed. I sold her. She's not my problem anymore. Marcus pulled Cole back. She's useless. Cole let go. Diane slumped back onto the couch. We need to find Lily before Rachel does, Marcus said. I know. Cole's phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number. If you want to see the girl alive, come to the Desert Rose Motel, room 12, come alone. Cole showed Marcus the text. It's a trap, Marcus said. I know, you're going anyway. Yeah, then I'm coming with you. No, you stay here. If this goes bad, someone needs to tell Hank what happened. Marcus wanted to argue, but he didn't. Be careful, he said. Cole nodded, then he left. The Desert Rose Motel was a dump. Broken neon sign, cracked parking lot, rooms that rented by the hour. Cole parked his bike out front, walked to room 12. The door was unlocked. He pushed it open. Rachel stood in the center of the room, gun in her hand, pointed at Lily who sat on the bed, hands tied behind her back, duct tape over her mouth. Hello, Cole, Rachel said. Cole's hand moved to his gun. Don't, Rachel said, or I'll shoot her. Cole froze. Good. Now kick your gun over here. Cole did. Rachel smiled. That's better. Let her go, Cole said. Why would I do that? Because this is between us, not her. You're right, it is between us, but she's the leverage I need. For what? To make sure you don't interfere again. Interfere with what? With my escape. I'm leaving the country, Cole, tonight, and I need you to stay here. I'm not letting you walk away. You don't have a choice. Cole took a step forward. Rachel cocked the gun. Another step and she dies. Cole stopped. Lily's eyes were wide, terrified. She was shaking. Don't hurt her, Cole said. Please, then do as I say. Fine. What do you want? I want you to sit on that chair, and I want you to stay there until I'm gone. Cole didn't move. Now, Cole, he sat. Rachel walked to the door, keeping the gun trained on Lily. I'm sorry it had to be this way, she said, but you left me no choice. You always have a choice. No, I don't. She opened the door, and then Lily moved. She threw herself off the bed, rolled across the floor, kicked Rachel's legs out from under her. Rachel fell. The gun went off. The bullet hit the wall. Cole lunged, grabbed the gun, twisted it out of Rachel's hand. Rachel scrambled to her feet, ran for the door. Cole aimed, his finger on the trigger, but he didn't fire. Instead, he lowered the gun, let her go. Rachel disappeared into the night. Cole turned to Lily, pulled the tape off her mouth, untied her hands. Are you okay? He asked. She nodded, tears streaming down her face. I'm sorry, she sobbed. I'm so sorry. I thought if I came back, she'd leave you alone. Cole pulled her into his arms. It's okay. You're safe now. I was so scared. I know, but it's over. Lily held on tight. Promise, I promise. Cole called Hank. We have Lily. Is she okay? Yeah, she's okay. And Rachel gone. We'll find her, I know. But Cole wasn't sure he wanted to. 1 year later. Cole stood in the kitchen of a small house in Montana, making breakfast, pancakes, Lily's favorite. Lily sat at the table, doing her homework, her hair pulled back in a ponytail, a smile on her face. Did you finish your math? Cole asked. Almost. Good. Breakfast is ready. He set a plate in front of her. She looked up at him and grinned. Thanks, Dad. Cole's chest tightened. In a good way. You're welcome. They ate together, talked about her day, about soccer practice, about her friend Zoe who was coming over later. After breakfast, Lily went to get ready for school. Cole cleaned the dishes. On the wall above the sink was a frame. Inside was a dollar bill. Blue ink. 2 words. Help me. Cole stared at it for a moment, then smiled. It wasn't a cry for help anymore. It was a reminder that sometimes one small act of courage can change everything. Lily came back into the kitchen, backpack slung over her shoulder. Ready? She asked. Cole grabbed his keys. Yeah, let's go. They walked out the door together, father and daughter, and for the first time in 5 years, Cole felt like he was home.